Welcome, guys, to the main FX YouTube channel, the channel where we trade stock indices and forex using primarily ICT concepts and my approach to these concepts. Alright, so today we're going to be dealing with the concept of precision trading. Now, this involves knowing exactly when to get into trades and knowing the exact time to close your trades and take profits before the market reverses against you. Now we are going to specifically deal with closing your trades today, while in further videos we're going to discuss more precise market executions. Right now, I know we've all been in a situation where we've taken an entry, where the market is moving in our direction towards our target, and then before we even know what's going on, the market reverses against us and hits our stop loss. Now, in my time watching price action, I've looked at the charts over and over again, and I've realized that there are certain patterns that price adheres to, and that where price does these certain things, the market is most likely to begin a deep retracement against my position, potentially hit my stop loss. So now, with what I'm about to share with you today, with the lessons that we're about to discuss, having this knowledge would help you drastically reduce the number of times your winning trades reversed against you into losses. Alright, having said that, let's now go into the structure of this video. So the outline of this video is going to go like this. So firstly, we're going to go through a live trading example. I'm going to show you my trading technical analysis into taking the trade. And then secondly, we're going to walk through the trade management and see how the trade played out. And finally, we'll learn two risk management lessons to aid you in taking profits with the precision of a sniper. Lesson 1 is going to be based on technicals, while lesson 2 is going to be based on trading psychology. Alright guys, if you're ready, let's get straight into it.
I just took a trade, 3 a.m. New York time trade. And so I am targeting. Okay, so here's the trade. I took an entry here just a few minutes ago. So at this spot, I'll take it to my NT5 to actually see, the trade in a lot more detail. But so basically, what was I targeting and why did I take this trade? So I'm targeting this new week opening gap. This new week opening gap that formed on Friday going into Sunday. So let me just mark that out. Mark out my new week opening gaps in black. Okay, so let's see how it looks on the 5 minutes. Alright, so I'm targeting this. That's around 5 hour. Now, what made me confident in taking this entry was this, market structure formed here at the open of today's trading. So price is making this bullish structure. Price went ahead to test this 5-minute fair value gap and an even clearer feel of the 15-minute here. I entered on a 1-minute fair value gap. So here's 1 minute fair value gap I entered on. So when price filled this fair value gap here, I was confident that firstly, when price made this displacement after filling in this 15-minute fair value gap through this move down, all right, price made this displacement, these fair value gaps, filled it in, started rallying to the upside. I was confident on this retest. I took this trade. So here is the NT5 entry. So we're here. So I see how it goes.
So at this point of the trade, I decided that it was necessary for me to close out my, entry. The thing I would like to note about how I manage my trades and how I exit or how I choose to keep the trade going is that my trade target is not always static and rigid. It may change along the way, especially when I see that the market is exhausted, the price is exhausted, need to move, and price has hit a significant target, right? So the significant target here that got hit was the um that other block up there. So after price made that long move, I w- and hit that target, I pretty much expected that price could reasonably retrace. And so I didn't want to be part of that retracement, and that formed the basis of why I decided to take out or close the trade at that point. And I'm sure, as you can see, price actually started to retrace. So at this point, I was super happy with the decision I made. That's what trading is about. It's about making decisions and reacting to what you see price, do in the market instead of pushing, onto the market what you want the market to do for you. So that's one of the things I like to know, that even though you start your trade initially with the intent to get to a certain point, there's a way that the market would move or react to certain areas that may change your mind, and may make you close the trade or may allow you continue holding the trade. Okay, and this is often where sometimes our greed and psychology comes into play, right? Because even though mathematically we've seen, or mechanically we've seen that the price has, fulfilled or hit a significant zone where it's likely to reverse or retrace, even though make a deep retracement. I mean, so even though we've seen this, our greed keeps telling us, no, no, let's hold a bit longer. Let's just hold till price hits that initial anticipated target. So the greed of wanting to make more, as well as the need to be correct on our initial targets, keeps us in the trade, even though it doesn't make sense mechanically to still keep the trade going and to still keep holding. So it's an ongoing battle. Sometimes I also make the mistake of holding even when I know to close the trade. But it's something that we have to keep on improving on. And that is, even though our initial target was like a 4R, we're targeting a 4R, but then where price has hit a significant zone and all we've made so far is just a 2R, we should still be disciplined and content enough to close the trade on that 2R and follow our rules. Our rules being, when the market hits a significant zone where it's likely to retrace, close the trade and walk away. Okay, so this is where greed and psychology also has to come in when we are managing our trades. Now, let me explain. Another thing to note when it comes to psychology and when we are managing our trades and making the right mechanical decisions while following our rules is that sometimes following our rules could lead to um, disappointment, so to say, or may lead to us losing out on a full run. Okay. So sometimes because we followed our rules, because we saw a significant hit and we closed out the trade, the market still kept on going and going and going and going. And we're like, damn, I wish I kept holding. Why did I close the trade? Okay, so that would be disappointment, right? But the thing that we have to always understand is that more often than not, price will tend to reverse in those instances. While in the exceptional cases, price will keep going. So it's those exceptional cases that make us feel, oh, we should always hold. When in fact, the general rule is that we shouldn't. Okay, so the mindset that we should take and have is, irrespective of what the market does afterwards, we should always take satisfaction in the fact that we followed our rules. So whether the market keeps on moving after we've closed or whether it doesn't, we should always be comfortable and content with
taking and benefiting from the move that the market made. So we don't have to benefit from the entire home run. You should just take a piece of the home run and walk away comfortably and content. That should be the mindset that we should take. Because sometimes if you don't take this mindset or have this mindset in place, you're going to get really mad at yourself when you close the trade and then you see price keep moving and you're like, I'm not going to do this again. Even next time, even though I see the market hitting a significant, zone, I'm still going to keep holding. And then when you do that the next time, price reverses on you and hits your stop loss. It's best to take a persistent and consistent approach in closing out your trades. And the best approach to take is the one that occurs more often than not. So don't take a perspective of the exceptions. Take the perspective of the general rule, which is again closing out upon the hit or the fill of a significant target hit or zone. So what that means is that just because today price actually reversed upon hitting a significant zone and then we closed out and then we're happy, doesn't mean that another day price will keep moving in our intended and expected direction after we closed out the trade upon a fill of a significant zone. So it's not always going to happen perfectly like this. Some days you're going to feel disappointed, but you have to know that despite that disappointment, you're still making the right decision. That's what trading is about, making the right decisions, no matter the outcome. Okay, so at the end of the day, what was the outcome of this trade, this trading day? So price decided to make a deep retracement to the downside, clearing out our stop loss, or at least our initial entry point. The price still was interested in moving up to our initial target for the day, which was that opening gap, and so price still ended up reaching that. But we had to make that deep retracement first, and thankfully we were out of the market when that happened. And so we did not need to participate in the second move. That is the move from the orange vertical rectangle, you know, marking out the 9:30 a.m. session. So we're already done with our entry for the day. So we just had to all I did was to sit and watch price, move to that target for the day, which is totally fine. You don't have to participate in every market move, even if you intended it to get there. So those are the little nuggets I have for you today. I hope you were all able to learn something, and I hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.